What's up, YouTube? Here in the garage with the 240Z LS swap. Figured a lot of you guys probably getting interested in this kind of car these days, looking to put some more power in it. LS swap is probably one of the best options out there for affordable power. So I was going to go over it, show you what I got, show you some of the things I did to it. If you're interested in something like that, the main things you'd have to look into about getting something like this to work, and what you can expect to see when you're done with it. So let me show you around the car. I'm on like a ghetto webcam right now, so it might be a little wavy, shaky, but let's see what we have over here. Alright, so it's a 240Z 73. Pretty original looking. I haven't done any of that body kit stuff a lot of people like to do, which, if you think about it, it's actually pretty necessary once you get up to speed with these cars. Around 100 miles per hour, I feel the nose start to lift. So you do want to do something about blocking air to the front to stop lifting the nose so that you can have stability at high speeds. It's all stock. Let me take you into the motor. Put this down. Let's see. So, what I got in mind is a LY6, it's the 6 liter out of pickups and stuff like that, so it's iron block, but it comes with the aluminum heads, the high flow ones, which are like the LY6 I or something design. Put the LS3 Corvette manifold on it. You have to do that because this is your main concern for hood clearance. You could probably fit something taller under the hood, but that hood latch in the back gets very, very close. So you can't run a truck manifold without chopping that off and maybe even chopping the hood up. Stock radiator, I think it's a 3-core or something like that, but it's the stock Datsun one. It actually is adequate to cool a motor like this. You just need to have a good fan. The fan I'm running is a single electric fan. Works pretty good, keeps it cool. Here's all the wiring. I just hooked the ECU up there. And here I had to change the clutch out. I'm running a TR6060 6-speed. That's the ones you find in the LS3 Camaro. So you have to change out the clutch master for that. It actually swaps pretty easily with a tilting piece which bolts right in. Let's see. I used CX Racing's swap kit. Fit pretty good. It's got the full-length headers, stainless steel exhaust. I did put catalytic converters in it, and you can see it's pretty low to the ground. And there's my rust. Yeah, there's always rust on these guys. Interior. One thing you're going to run into is with these new motors, you're probably going to have to switch your gauges out, unless you want to run some cable conversion box for the mechanical speedo. So I just switched out the gauges. Let me get the key. Hopefully she's got juice. Winter was not kind on this one's battery. And there she goes. But yeah, I got speed hug gauges. I have to post the specs later. I think they're a 4.5 inch tachometer, speedometer. Using the stock for the other gauges. It's kind of hard to see, they're pretty dim. That's how they were. You can modify a stock Datsun temperature sensor, and it will screw into the block. So you can utilize that instead of having to get a new water temp gauge or something. By that matter. Another thing you'll have to do is get a drive shaft made. That's not too bad though. I guess I got like $180. They're very short. let me go over some more things though. So that's a look around the car. I'm sorry, this is later on. Right now I'm riding a little low. I don't know if you can see these springs. Don't really have any play on them. Pretty much bottomed out, sagging like crazy. So in a future video, I'm going to actually drop the engine out from underneath, and that way I can get at all the spring assembly, everything, change all that out. Because one thing I'm running into right now is that with the TR6060 and the CX Racing kit, there's the TR6060 has a external shifter, and that has a little bump where the shifter pops out, the linkage pops out of the transmission, and that's hitting the cross member, or the tranny brace where the cross member hooks up to for the tranny. So I need to notch that out to get a little clearance to move it up more so I can get proper geometry between the back of the transmission and the rear axle, or the rear differential. I was hoping I could maybe adjust the rear diff some, but the thing's like solid mounted in 4 points, so you can't really adjust the angle of that at all. So that'll be the next thing I'm doing. A couple more points. Let's see. The fuel system, that's one of the other things you have to look into. Luckily these cars come wired with wires for electric fuel pump in the back already, so you can hook electric fuel pump up easily. What I have running in there right now is a 5th gen Camaro fuel sending unit, the whole bucket. If I was to do that again, I wouldn't recommend it. It's got some advantages over the older ones, that it's smaller and has dual pickup design, but with the way the Datsun gas tank is shaped, you can't really utilize the dual pickups, and the tank's too tall. So in order to get the shorter 5th gen piece to actually hit at the bottom of the tank to suck the fuel up, you have to recess the pump in there. So I had to cut up the gas tank and put like a stainless steel bucket in there to do that. I would recommend a 4th gen unit because it's a lot taller. It'll probably fit in there without having to modify your gas tank much at all. Or you could do what a lot of people do, is use an external unit, but those are prone to overheating, burning up. I see it happen a lot. So if you can do the in-tank, do the in-tank. It's a lot better. I recommend just getting like a 4th gen sending unit from 4th gen Camaro truck, something like that. They're all pretty much the same. That pretty much wraps up some of the basics of what you got to do with these cars to get them swapped to LS1. The wiring, it's not that bad. Like, some people would just really hate it, but I mean, that's what I do. I'm an electrical engineer, so it wasn't much for me. There's a couple websites. I'll post a link to it of where you can get the pinouts if you want to, modify your own harness. You're gonna have to get a few relays for the fan, just a relay to power the whole thing, a relay for the fuel pump. But it's not that bad. You just pretty much rip out all the old stuff and it'll tie all the power lines together. Here, I'll try to show you a little bit of what's going on with that. So here I have you can see there's the power distribution thing. I have just a little fuse box. I got a couple relays in there. One's the fan relay, one's the accessory power relay. And in the dash, or in the center console, where the stock fuel fuse box is, underneath here. I don't know if you can see. Probably can't. Don't have any lights turned on, but underneath the shifter, there is a fuse block there, and that's where the wires come for the fuel pump. So I put my relay in there, hooked it into that, used those factory wires, things like that. And here, I'll start it up. That's probably what you really want to hear. That's how this thing runs. Get some airflow. Don't want this thing. Don't want to suffocate in here. Hopefully it cranks. Like I said, winter. So I didn't really make it through the winter. But yeah, that's a beast.
A lot of horsepower. What I did after just swapping the motor with the LS3 intake, put a new cam in it with 0.59 lift, made 392.6 horsepower, 392.4 torque, or maybe vice versa. Has like all the power in by like 2,500 RPM pretty much, or all the torque in. So a lot of fun, real easy. I had a small block Chevy before in a Camaro, bought all the aftermarket parts. It sucked ass, so I went all GM on this one. Didn't really, they know what they're doing these days. Don't waste your money on the aftermarket stuff. Just do GM stuff and cam swap. You can even do LS3 swap if you want LS3 cam. You'll make a ton of power reliably. So that's my recommendation, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I'll come to you later with another video where I'm dropping the motor out, show you some of the technical parts. I haven't seen anybody else dropping the motor from underneath and post it, so it might be good tutorial for somebody to have reference for. Alright, see you guys.